Good morning, I am Marielle Brown, and today I'm here to speak about our emotions. Understanding our emotions and how they are going to be created, developed in our system, and it is not just an academical exercise. It is really crucial for our personal development, mental health, and overall well-being. That's why today we are going to speak about emotions, about hormones, and then about our brain, neuroscience. We will see the interaction between those three systems. This knowledge empowers us to manage our emotion effectively, leading to a more balanced and fulfilling life. So we are going to see the role of our emotions in our daily life. We are going to see the key brain regions which are involved in it. We are going to see the connection between our body and our brain and the emotions in it. And we are going to see the neurotransmitters and hormones which are going to be involved in this process and how to measure them and why to measure them. First of all, I introduce myself, Marielle Brown. I'm a neurobiologist. I am a naturopath. I am a coach in empowerment, and I am a therapist in emotional release. I really have a fully commitment to support those who trust me in opening up to new opportunities, exploring their paths, and adopting new perspectives. So why do we have to understand our emotions? Because emotions shape our behaviors and our decisions in our daily life. Understanding how they are working, their origin, what they are doing on our body is essential for better life management. You will have noticed it. It will also enhance our relationships and the communication with the others. And of course, at the end, it increases overall mental and physical health by understanding what happens in our bodies, the body's response to emotion, and what happens with our mind. First of all, what is an emotion? Emotion is an automatic reaction, meaning you are not going to be able to control it. It is automatic in our body and our mind in response to something happening in our external world, a stimulus. It has to be differentiated with a feeling. Feelings are conscious experiences derived from emotions. Emotions are universal. They are the same in all culture on our planet, but their intensity and expression can vary from person to person. So what are the role of emotion in our life? First of all, survival. If you meet a tiger, the emotion you are going to feel is fear, to escape danger. If somebody is going to overcome your boundaries, the emotion you are going to feel is anger. You have to defend yourself. They are messenger. Second, the emotions are really helping us into our communication. We are going to send some signal according to our needs to others. For example, a crying baby. Emotion can also drive our actions. For instance, joy motivates us to seek out activities or people that make us happy. And the last one, they are going to help us in making quick decisions in complex situations. It is often called intuition. So let's have a look on the key brain regions which are responsible for our emotion. We are going to make it simple. There are 4 main brain regions responsible for our emotion. They have been studied, and I put there an example of one of the studies done by a university. They have done a mapping of the 5 main emotions that we are going to feel: hunger, disgust, fear, happiness, and sadness, in order to know what is happening in our brain. So one of the first brain area, which is really well known in our limbic system, it's the system which is going to lead the emotion in our brain, is amygdala. It is responsible for detecting emotional stimuli, especially those linked with fear and aggression. The amygdala is responsible for our fight or flight response when we are in danger. The cortex, prefrontal cortex, it's the one which is really clever. It is involved in the regulation and management of our emotion. It helps us with decision-making and controlling impulsive reaction. The third one, hippocampus, is important for the memory and plays a role in linking emotion to past experiences. It helps us to remember the emotional context of past events. And the last one, hypothalamus. It controls the body's physical reaction to our emotion, such as increasing heart rate, breathing, or some release of some hormones like adrenaline during a stress period. So we have seen that we are not only a brain, we have a body, and there is a connection between our brain and our body. This mind-body connection is really important to understand. What happens when we have an emotion? We are going to see, to hear, to touch, to taste, or to smell something, thanks to our sensory organ, and we have a stimulus. This stimulus triggers something in our brain. Our brain is going to process and regulate this emotion which is coming inside with different structures that we have seen, and we will have a release of neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are chemicals inside our body. The body response is a physical manifestation of our emotion. We are going to be red on our face. We are going to have an increase of our breathing. We are going to have, for example, an increase of the temperature of our body. We are going to shake, those kind of response. It is done thanks to our nervous system and some hormonal release. Those neurotransmitters, those chemicals, are the messengers of the emotion inside our nervous system and our body. We will today just speak about 3. There are a lot of neurotransmitters in our body. Let's speak about dopamine. Dopamine is the one responsible for the sensation of pleasure and motivation. It's the one which is going to be released each time you have a message on your mobile. It's really addictive one. Serotonin is the one which is going to regulate your mood and well-being. Really important one, and is going to be missed when we have a depression and depressive phase. Noradrenaline or norepinephrine is activated during stress response and vigilance, and thanks to it, we are going to have a muscle tension which helps us to run fast from a tiger, for example. One of the most important processes in our brain is neuroplasticity. Our brain is able to change, to reorganize, to adapt himself. And of course, it is also being influenced by our emotional state. Chronic stress can lead to a complete change in our neural circuits related to anxiety, making it more challenging to regulate our emotions. On the other hand, positive emotions can really stimulate beneficial neural connections and promoting positive neuroplasticity in our brain. So we can see that emotional experiences repeated over time can modify the brain's structure and function in the long term. That's why developing emotional resilience and also cultivating positive emotional experiences are vital for maintaining mental health. So what happens when we have an emotion? Something is going to trigger this emotional response in our brain. Our brain is going to release neurotransmitters and hormones, and those hormones are going to amplify or moderate this response. So hormones are regulators of emotions and body change, and you can see that it has a big impact on our health. If you have a physical injury or a psychological suffering during time, it will impact your health on a big scale. You will have a loss of appetite, poor digestion, weakness in your immune system, insomnia, depression, fatigue, headaches. You can have an increase of your heart rate and blood pressure, and of course you are going to be ill. That's why emotions and regulation of them are so important for your health. 4 hormones are really important for your well-being. They are called the dose because it's the dose you need on your daily life. So the dopamine, it makes your social interaction feeling rewarding. It drives you to seek social interaction. The oxytocin, or also called the love hormone, it helps you to make some relationship and connection with others. It is also an anti-stress hormone. The serotonin, which is the one who will help you to enjoy your life and your social relationship. It is responsible for your regulation of your mood and increase your pain tolerance, for example. And the last one, the endorphin, it is really, really important to promote your sense of overall well-being. Those four hormones are really important in your daily life, and their increasing level will improve your well-being and your mental health. Let's see how our body and mind are going to respond to stress over time. You will have first an alarm reaction. If the stress is beginning, you will have a release of adrenaline and you are going to respond to it. So we have seen heart rate increase, blood pressure, your muscle will be tensed, you are preparing yourself to fight or go. If the stress is going to be on a long time period, you will resist to the stress. You are going to have a serotonin release and your sleep is going to be decreased. The quality of your sleep is going to be decreased. You will have a low immunity, an unstable mood. If the stress is going to be on a real long period, you are going to be exhausted on a mental or on a physical way. So you are going to face chronic fatigue, poor health, poor mental health, depression, and some mood disorders. That's why you can see how the stress is going to impact your body and your mental health. It is essential to be able to measure these hormones and neurotransmitters in your body. How are we going to do that? First, with saliva testing. You can measure inside the saliva some different hormones like cortisol, testosterone, estrogen, or progesterone. You just have to collect your saliva all the time during the day and to send them to be analyzed. It's a non-invasive, it is not painful, it's easy to collect, and you are going to have a lot of information of your hormone level during the time. There's another way to measure neurotransmitters. It's inside the urine. You can also collect the urine during 24 hours a day and send them to be analyzed. It's also not painful, and you can capture a big range of information of this neurotransmitters activity during the day. All those measurements will bring you information about your health and your hormones and neurotransmitters level in your body to understand what is happening. I thank you for your attention and your time. So you can reach me out at any time, and here are my contact details. Thank you.